welcome in. How cute is this? Pick a feather, but like baby feathers. It's so zoomed in because of how tiny they are. Thumb-sized. Or, well, not thumb. That would be way bigger. Thumbnail size. Okay, so pile number 1 is this little guy. Pile number 2 is this Tuffler Waffler. Pile number 3 is this guy. Pile number 4 is this guy. I'm gonna have to like not try to laugh too much so that like the air from my mouth doesn't fly them everywhere. Pile number 5 and pile number 6. This makes me too happy. No, fuck. This makes me very happy. Okay, where's pile number 5 gone? Under the table. The little children, what are they doing? Ah, goodness. I think these are the right orders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Oh, it's not in the shot. Come on, go on the front. Okay. Okay, so yeah, your piles. I will do a collective actually. Collective will be the selenite. Oh, okay, I have to really mind myself. It won't be... Maybe there's something about minding, caring in the collective. Okay, welcome in collective. The selenite is being represented as the collective. I want to get bird cards for you actually. I wasn't expecting to use bird cards, but here we go. I think there's a caretaking vibe that this has. I'm remembering how earlier, after I had got the feathers, but before I was ready to do the reading, I had placed all the feathers like slightly under the selenite, but because it's not like flat, it was like, how do I explain that? It's like, it's basically like it wasn't crushing the feathers, but it was like holding it. It was like it was close to touching, but not fully, but it was like slightly curved over, so it's like a feeling of holding, of like a warm cave, maybe a selenite cave. So there's a sense that you bring a safe space, a space of peace to others, maybe to particular partners or to particular collectives. I'm wanting to say to those you love, you bring a sense of deep peace and the ability to rest. And maybe that allows others to really bring out their inner children, because I feel like there's something of like a parental figure feeling to this collective, the selenite. And particularly noting that the feathers like get to be babies because of the parental energy you provide. And I'm wanting to like note how natural it is that you do this. I'm seeing the colour green. stark green or a sparkling green. We have little grebe. Yeah, I love this. We have the reflection here. I think that you hold yourself in a very light way and you allow yourself to what is this energy? Expand your facets is what I heard. And I'm suddenly getting itchy on my left ankle. The behind part. And now suddenly I'm like moving around a bit. I think you really help others process their feelings because of like quite a potent or intense lightness that you have. I think you don't just like see people from afar, you almost become them, or you see people very, very deeply. You really look into their eyes when you converse with them. You don't feel like someone who takes people for granted. I feel like when you say, when you speak, you have intent behind what you're saying. I feel like when you take particular actions or when you share particular glances, there's so much love behind all of those. It's a feeling of here, the puffin isn't just like leaning or isn't just looking at the other puffin, but it's like leaning right in. It's a feeling of you really allowing yourself to like make an impact on others through your like intense holding. I think there's something really significant about the eyes for you. Maybe a sense that you see so much of someone or of everything or everyone. And so anything that you do surrounding them is always going to be with an energy of I see you, with an energy of holding, of I want to say meaning, but it's a feeling of like I know that I am not just like throwing a stone at a rock. It's like this stone it will hit the rock who is a being. And it doesn't have to be that you see rocks as alive. Maybe some of you do, but it's a feeling of like I don't know why this example is coming through, but it's a feeling of like I know that if I throw a rock at someone that could hurt. Or I know that when I throw feathers in someone's face, they could feel very blessed. There's a feeling of you really understanding the impact that you have. And I wonder if this has been something that has taken a while for you to really accept. I'm seeing an example of someone who used to brush themselves off more and who is now like I really wish I could just send you this image. I'm sending you this image to those of you who can receive it. I think that's important here because it feels like that's what you do. It's you invite others to seeing more of the depth of life, more of the depth of you, and more of the depth of themselves. And it's not a forcefulness, because I was about to like speak for those who wouldn't have been able to receive that like telepathic communication. So there's a feeling that you really like caretake for not just those who can meet you at your like degree of communication or your depth of awareness, but also of everyone who is at like different stages. I feel like you're so inclusive. A feeling of it's like the opposite of pointing fingers, unless that's in like a playful way. I don't know why I wanted to hone in on that. I guess that's even just another expression of unless ... in that you like it's just more of that inclusive energy. You want to be able to provide space for those that aren't many energies of space being held for. Okay, actually I'm being shown that's the end of the reading. Cool. Maybe there's an abruptness to you too, or like a straightforwardness. Like when you've said your bit, you've said your bit. There's not like an overextension. Or maybe some of you, if you feel like you have been overextending yourself, there's an awareness coming through of that. It's something that you are working through, or bringing more love to that part of yourself that feels like it needs to overextend. And simply viewing that like an ability and not a need. Yeah, I feel like I looked at 1111 then. I feel like those of you here, you've shifted your perspective from like the need to overextend to the ability to. I'm seeing it like going from a trine to like this is an always connection I have between two modalities, between two energies, like yourself and another, for example, to a sextile where it's still able to naturally flow, but there's more of a stopper. There's more of a I share when I desire to share. And it's not like I and my energy is always available, but when I want it to be, then it is, and I love that expression. I love that connection still. Okay, cool. See you in your piles if you're in the rest of the readings. Do I keep the selenite out? I think I will. Do I? No, I have a new goo. I like the look of it, that's the thing. That could be kind of cool. Ooh, I kind of love that. Yeah, here's you. It's like it's not that that's the center of the reading anymore. It's like, I don't know, it's that feeling of like projecting that space out for the others. Okay. See you there. Welcome in, pile 1. I think there's something significant about me welcoming you in before the feather comes in, because there's something about the way in which you enter, or yeah, like the impact of your entrance feels significant here. Interesting. There could be a sense of mystery that comes with this. Like others aren't sure how you're going to enter. Okay. I'll use animals for you, actually. It's gonna fly around. Actually, I want to do this. Maybe we'll put him in the front. You might like stand out from the crowd a lot. There's a sense of like unsureness coming through, which is really interesting with you being pile number 1. I do feel like you're afraid of putting the first foot forward. I feel like once you put the first forwards foot out, it will soon quickly build a sense of momentum. Maybe you know this about yourself, about maybe an area of life this is specific to. Like the first step is the hardest part and then you feel fine. I'm just getting a simple example now actually of sometimes I don't feel like going outside, but then I know if I go outside I'll feel amazing. So there's just a sense that could be here of like knowing that something will be okay once you do it, but there's still being a sense of anticipation or nervousness that comes before that. So the back of the deck is right whale. And we have 3 cards popping out. I don't know if they'll fit. I feel like that could be really relevant for you, like not knowing if you'll fit in. Jobs could be significant. Oh, they fit so wonderfully, not in an ordinary way, but in the way that is unique to this spread. Which feels like the message for you, that you won't fit in, because you could if you squashed yourself, but there's a sense that the way that you would most naturally fit is like somewhat more aesthetic, and it's specific to your type of aesthetic, whether that be physical aesthetic or I'm hearing instrumental aesthetic, or the way in which you communicate, or the way in which you build, or simply like your aura. Could go in many ways. Whether it be more about you also, or about like creations. I think that this is more specific to you. The phrase best foot forward is coming to mind, but I don't want to use that here. So I wonder if that is something that you're particularly feeling, like you're not wanting to put your best foot forward because you want like the best to be on both feet and also the worst to be on both feet. And so it's like sharing something that feels very true to you. I think that you have a sense of confidence surrounding that you are showing your authentic self. I think that there's a decision that has already been made by you. And for those of you who are wavering on one, maybe that's just confirming to you how you do feel about it when I said you've already made the decision. But for most of you, I feel like you have already made the decision. And it just is like taking time for you to process all the feelings that you get after that decision, with the feelings of knowing what is to come. Okay, I actually feel like ending your reading there. Okay, I didn't know that these were going to be so short. I guess that could just be yours though. Yeah, there's such a sense of mystery to your pile. A feeling of, really not knowing, and that feeling safer than it once had. Maybe before you had a relationship with the unknown that felt more like you were trembling at that, like a sense of being on shaky ground, but this feels like you have like a stride, you have I'm hearing like a renewed sense of love for yourself, where you know that if you'll fall, even if you'll scrape your knee after falling, you'll be okay, or you feel a sense of like inner trust that things will work out, maybe not like in any one way, because there's that sense of mystery surrounding this, but just that they will work out in some way, and you're feeling quite at ease with the dis-ease, which feels very, very peaceful. I think that you're really grounding yourself. It feels like you're really going with the flow too, even when you think even when you think the reading's over, it just continues to go. That is the feeling though. You might also have a sense of like when you try and label something, that's when it like vanishes. With your pile, I'm really wanting to say, you know. You know. Oh, this is a really interesting feeling. I'm feeling so much at a crossroads, and I wonder if you feel like whatever this is on about for you is a sort of crossroads which affects many others too, because I'm thinking now, okay, I feel like I could put these cards away and then get another set of cards, and then we'd really get into this energy. or I put these cards away and go on to the next pile and it's short readings. It feels like you decide and you lay the foundation for those to come. There could be something also about you being able to notice patterns, a keen eye. I'm seeing coyote as also being able to not only like rise above certain difficulties like the bat, but being able to express and understand the cycles that went on before. The jellyfish feels like such an elusive mystery feeling, which I love now. I'm only now noticing that that fits with what I was saying before. I wasn't really reading the jellyfish at all, but it was there. I was feeling it. That feels significant to your reading. Even if you weren't understanding all that time ago, it feels like you were, just in a different way. And then the next step is more of like a coagulation, or more of like a big change, a big shifting within yourself. This might be something that went for like several years, or was just a very impactful transformation or shift within yourself. Maybe that also reflected outside of you too. So it's going from that very elusive energy then to something that felt more gritty, like you could really see the shifts going on within you, then to coyote of like a lightness and the ability to like walk on land and to really see that which went on, like the intricacies of the journey that you have taken. And there's a sense of like, I want to say lingering excitement. It's like the coyote right now feels quite at peace, but he's like getting ready to bounce or pounce, which feels like the state you're in. Okay, I'm gonna end your reading there. Bye bye, pile number 1. There could be a bit of an energy of like a bit of both, because I kind of felt like I slightly dabbled into that deeper reading, like we'll do a longer reading, but so it was longer than the like just purely short, but it felt like a middle ground, like a safe haven, like a circle, like a depth, but not overextending, or not to the degree that you fall into thinking that's all there is, or that's where you'll remain. It's like I'm getting onto pile 2, and so there's like a fluidity to this energy, and a like step-by-step progress or process. But it's not like a skipping steps. It's definitely taking initiative with depth. Yeah, it just feels like the middle ground, which feels very whole. And something so much deeper than the word whole. Whole like HOLE. Okay, yeah, that's where I'll end your reading. Okay, bye-bye, for real. Is there something about like loads of goodbyes in this reading? Okay. Pile number 2. Welcome in, pile 2. Oh, there's a softness to your energy. I feel like, as opposed to pile 1, who felt like, being pile 1, it was like the first of many. I feel like theirs felt like more like they were outside of the box, like more of a trailblazing energy of being different and being seen as different. Pile 2, you feel, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you also picked pile 1, but it's such a different energy, so there has to be several of you who are just pile 2s. And I wonder if there's a lot of like collaboration in this energy with you, because I've already started speaking about pile 1s and kind of melding them into yours. So I wonder if this is particularly a reading to do with another for you. Yeah, your felt like it also wanted to go on the selenite. I wonder if you're feeling particularly sensitive, or like you're wanting more of a like companion or someone to lean on, something to lean on, or like a cleanse. I'm wanting to compare you to Pile 1 again. I wonder if comparison really helps you. Pile 1 felt like a masculine energy, and you feel like feminine. It's like you are also a leader feeling, but feminine leader. You feel more a part of a collective. You feel more, you feel less alone. You feel together, like leading, but together. Like you fit in, but aren't like so fitting in that you become merged with that which you're a part of. It's like Pile 1 might be like a I don't know, a coyote in a pack of sheep, or a herd of sheep even. But you feel like you'd be like a alpaca among a herd of sheep. It's like there's a similarity there, but you're still like very noticeably different. But it's like the sheep feel more safe to follow you than they would a coyote or something. There's like a stark difference, contrast that Pile 1 has. It's like more of a far-reaching place, but for you, Pile 2, you feel like there's a softness to you that allows people to feel safe with you in like that they see themselves in you more. They feel like they feel very much like you get them. Yeah, as opposed to like fatherly energy, this is more motherly energy. I don't know if I call, you know what, I'm not gonna express the rest of that, but I wonder if that is significant for you. I can't see it, but I want to get, which cards do I want for you? Interesting. I feel like there could be a bit of indecision for you too, but it comes from such a different place than Pile 1. Yours doesn't feel like you're in an energy of indecision. It just feels like maybe you're looking at options, or you don't. It's like you're in the energy of indecision without actually having any questions presented to you. Maybe you're one that likes delving into the past and future, so you're tapped into other versions of yourself which do have options, or who are at a crossroads, but it feels like right now you're not. I kind of want to say with you, it's like I feel like there'd be many who call you their favorite. I got the image of like a sister who just adores you. Okay. Get back here, you fella. Ah. It sounded like I said fella then. Okay, we have Golden Atlantean Owl, Causal Snake. Yeah, there's such like a cohesiveness to your energy. It's very pleasant to read. And My Life. Oh, yeah, there's such like a similarly to Pile 1. I wonder if you don't mind being compared, or if that is a thing here. Okay, but similarly to Pile 1, there's something about like a pleasant aesthetic, but again, I just like this aesthetic is so different to Pile 1's. This one feels almost missable, like it's like, for example, if this is clothes, it's like your clothes appear so similar to your own energy that they become a part of your skin. It's like others wouldn't really recognize that you're wearing clothes just because of like how well it fits you, like it fits your aura. I was seeing lots of pastel colours, though that doesn't have to apply. It's like, I feel like anything you would create too, it just screams or gently whispers you. I think people love this about you. Oh yeah, Poppy is at the back of the deck. Poppy is my little baby girl dog. And she was my favourite. There's something so much about like being someone's favourite or being like many people's favourite. It's such a loving energy. I'm finding myself wanting to look around though. So, okay, that just makes me feel like you don't believe that. Like you're looking around like, who? Like, who are you talking about? I guess that could also be like you looking around, not as in like, who am I, the reader, talking to, but maybe more about you didn't know who I was on about. I'll get a character card, see if we can see who, but I feel like you would know. You feel very intuitive. Maybe someone you've already made peace with, or someone you... What is this? If this fits your energy, it's so soft. This is Tanaka-kun. I don't get it. What I don't get it, but I also don't know what I'm not getting. For some of you, that is the hint that you needed for who this is. Owls. Do you really resonate with owls? Owl energy? Maybe for some of you it's a particular type of owl. I'm back in the energy of like, I don't know what to say for you. I'm very much here, I'm very much in the reading. Enjoying your energy. But what do I say? I'm wanting to say you say nothing because it's like it's all spoken through the eyes, or it's like your energy speaks for itself. Maybe some of you felt like you needed to, I heard like claim a spot, which is making me think of like reach for something or reach to be something. And this reading is like you're already that. I think there's such a strong message for you of like, look at who you are. Look at how you conduct yourself. Look at the energy that just flows throughout your entire life from you. Look at how your whole life looks like you. Like your life has an aesthetic. I'm 100% sure on this. 99.8% sure. No, 0.7% sure. See, even me changing that point percentage feels like this. It's like, it's specific. Specific to you. It matches you so well. I think you're awakening to your own, like, vibe. Your own type. Your own aura. Yeah, and I'm hearing that word aura like I would have, like, before I was spiritual. Like, the aura one has. I don't know how to explain that. It's just a different way of viewing that word. And likewise, I think that there's just like a difference to you, but it's not very pinpointable. Again, I'm going to compare. In comparison with pile 1, it feels like you would really be able to point out pile 1's differences. Like they might have even had insecurities or traumas surrounding being different, like being very, very, like noticeably different. But for you, it's such an energy of like, it just fits you so well. I think you're such an inspiration for others. I think they feel so like you are just a self, and they want that too. They want that for themselves. They want to discover their own, like, soul essence aura. Like, your life looks just so much like you. What would their life look like? What would they look like? I'm questioning now, do I end your reading? If I am ending your reading, I want to end it on, like, who are you? There's something more about owls, because just me saying who. Who. Owls, prophet. Golden and Atlantean owl. Hey, look, there's feathers on this card. Okay, I think that's actually the part I was missing. I think there's more, but that's the part for now. And that expression could be significant, like knowing there's more, but for now, seeing what you feel for now. Or maybe you do have a sense of like wanting to rush, wanting to create more, or see more of yourself, or become more authentic to the true you. But there's a call to recognizing like how true you are now, or just how much you've already created or become. How much you've already found yourself. How much you already fit the bill is what I'm hearing. Some of you, I think, maybe compare too much, and that's why comparison keeps being brought up, because that's your energy of comparing. And there's a call to bring it back to you. If there's someone in particular you've been comparing yourself with, this is also like a call to like switch that perspective, like the way that you're seeing them. And I'm meaning this in like someone that you're seeing in a very high light. Like how does that way of viewing them apply to you too? If there are like specific things about them that really stand out to you that you love, seeing that aspect within yourself, or pondering that aspect within yourself. But this feels like such a gratitude energy of like, it's not like saying, yeah, go create. It's like, no, look at what you have already created. Look at who you already are. You are so you. That's what I keep wanting to say in this. I'm also thinking, like, who do you want to be? But not like in a seeking, but I just think that that energy is prevalent here because I think that some of you might be resisting feeling like it's okay to want to be the you that you already are. This you is desirable. This you is able to be accepted by you. I feel called to mention maybe there are some readings, there are a couple readings as of late on my channel, if that resonates for you, just because I felt that energy then. Now I'm seeing a hook and I'm thinking, that's me hooking you on. So maybe there's something about a hook. I feel called to ask you. Ask. Now I'm thinking of asking out. I wonder if there are those who are wanting to ask you out, or you're not wanting to ask others out, or when you go out. What is this energy? This is just like a whole energy of like recognizing your desirability, and for those that you are in relationship with or in connection with, that you know love you, like seeing what hooks them in like the most benevolent way. Seeing yourself through the eyes of love, seeing yourself through the eyes of those who love you. seeing how wonderful you are. There's something more about that hook though, because I think there maybe are other things outside of yourself that you see that you're like hooked to. I can see this going many ways, so I think I'll keep it simple. Maybe that's relevant here too. I can see this going many ways, but I think I'll keep it simple. Because that's just a feeling again of like, you could be many things, but the thing that you most want to be is you. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Hey, but there's something about like your transformational energy, which is, it's so feminine in nature. It's not as like, I'm wanting to say again, it's not as different. It's more of like a blended energy. It's such like a hug, or I'm wanting to say it's really intuitively felt. I think that I think that your impact, because this feels relevant for you, especially given how much I was comparing you, it feels like you have a strong impact that is not as conscious, but it's like your aura like seeps into the subconscious of everyone. It's a feeling like you provide like such a loving blanket that is like the background of the canvas. It's like, maybe this isn't a good example to use because I don't do like backgrounds on my cards, but and I love my cards, which feels like this message too somehow. I'll get there. But it feels like I was gonna say, there's a little blue tit. He's so close by. Ah! I will get to your message after I finish staring at this guy. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Okay, he's gone away. I think my is like he was like continually looking in at me, and then I did a really big smile, and then he flew away. Oh, now he's back on, but he's further away. He's kind of hiding. It's not really hiding. It's just I can't see him from here. Wait, that actually looked like hiding then, because he popped his head round the corner of where he was. Now he's flown on top. Oh, he's on top of like a wooden lamppost. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say how like a picture that is without a background just feels so much more like lifeless. And it's like you breathe that like background. Like imagine the difference between watching like a movie or an anime, anything like on a green screen versus what then gets like, or like just the characters in like a plain white room versus like with a whole landscape and with like interactions and like on a full set. It's like you are the set. But then I also love that I used that example because my cards don't have a background and I love them and I think that they are perfect. So there's that feeling of like, no matter like what the norm is or what, not the norm, I don't know, it's just a feeling of loving your way, or loving you, or loving, good word. Actually, and that's interesting, I wouldn't usually say that about the word loving. Or it's like me saying good word, I'd usually say that about more like prominent words, like prominent, good word. But loving is just, it's more like the essence that I love, not the word, which feels like your energy. It's like that background energy again. It's like it's a less pinpointed energy. It's more of a feeling, an essence. It's like, okay, I'm getting the example of like wearing something that is very, very common, but it's like, for you, it's like it has a sparkle touch to it. but no, maybe not one that's like super noticeable. It's just something about you feels so elusively beautiful. Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm gonna end it on that. Okay, bye bye. I love you. See you in another. See you in another. 2 feathers down, 4 to go. To go, like go away. Go away, fellas. Welcome in, pal 3. Could this be something about going away here? This is the most different feather, which I'm only now thinking about. It fits with the first 2 readings. Could it be that you're from there? There's a feeling of like, you're not from here, actually. You're very quirky. Like, look at this. Look at this feather. It's so much whiter too. There's like no grey to it. And it's like, this is so you. It's a feeling of like, you once had grey to you, but the feathers that were grey got taken out, and so you look a bit quirky. It's like, I want to compare you. It's like, this was you, and now this is you, and you can see the streaks more clearly. I'm thinking of someone with like really defined bones too. The fat has been taken away, and so the body is very clearly there. Clearly there. Interesting. It's a different way of seeing someone as clearly there. It's both like, I feel like, okay, you're like, who are you? Okay, there's something in this how I was going to express something about you that I was sensing, but I no longer want to. I feel like you could be like the youngest of the bunch, or I'm not sure. Let's get a character card or many for you. I heard the word appetite. Okay, we have Alpha. Okay, this is an interesting energy because I feel like saying something that, is going to fit with the other piles, but it's like because of that, I don't want to say it because I want to make the piles different. But it's coming through and I will probably interpret that in a bit. But I'm wanting to say you might feel quite out of your times. I guess that doesn't have to fit the others. It's just an energy of difference. But maybe not difference in who you are, but more like when you are. Or where you are. No, I feel like it's more time related. Because this Alpha character, she... Okay, maybe explaining that I don't see what I was seeing before. Okay, so there could be something about like when you go to explain something or when you try to define something, it becomes unsure. Okay, and then we have Clara. There's a viewpoint you're taking that is making you question yourself. There's somewhat of like an absent feeling, like you're questioning yourself because something has gone or you have gone. No, I think it's like there isn't something beside you that once allowed you to feel very secure in yourself, and now you're feeling more like a wandering soul, or you're feeling more alone, or like you're taking a new lens of who you are because of a sense of being because of a sense of something being absent. Something that once was. For some of you, it could even be an idea. Like you had an idea of what was with you or what would be with you that you've now let go of. Yeah, there's just something that you're now without. And that's really opened you up. But possibly in a way that makes you want to recluse or makes you want to like not be so... What is that energy? Rigid is what I'm getting. It's a feeling of maybe having had something that you lent on, and because you no longer have that, you don't want, like, the pain of losing that maybe was quite extreme, that you don't want to go through a similar experience, so you're not finding a new thing to lean on, and that is opening your mind to what your life could be without that sense of stability, or without that sense of that thing to lean on. There's like a rediscovery process going on, and in quite a maybe reluctant way, or maybe like oddly pleasant. You may be experiencing circumstances which feel a bit disorienting, or they feel a bit like you should feel more out of place than you do, or you should feel more alone than you do. Maybe you're feeling like more excitement, or more curiosity, or some sense of like lightness that you weren't expecting to feel. Maybe this also comes in waves for you, like your energy levels too might go up and down a bit. Maybe there's a sense of like finding things that you're quite like excited to dabble in, or getting into new hobbies and getting into like a certain flow with them, but then you get hit with certain waves of remembrance, or of that feeling of lack, and it takes you out a bit, and maybe you find yourself traveling in some way. I got taken to like the road that is like among the trees that I can see from my window. I can't really see the road, but I know that there is a road there, both because because I know the area, but also just because I can see the cars going along it, which feels like this, in a sense of like the way you are navigating through life feels like it's different to it was before, but while it is somewhat disorienting in some way, it's also very much known to you. I'm going to take a drink of water. Maybe drinking water is quite significant for you. There's a symbolism to that. What is that? It feels like you're really focusing on yourself. That's what I want to say here. Yeah, I feel like you're adjusting to a new way of living, which feels like you are your own center. And that brings you like a love of life that you didn't have before, but also maybe certain sadnesses, certain grief that is still being processed. I'm going to get runes for you. Some of you might want to collaborate with these runes that come out. I don't always say that. Horns could also be significant, and now I'm thinking like I could point at lots of specifics for you. So maybe specifics themselves could be specific for you. Could be a part of the message, or a part of your energy. Maybe you're like trying to find specifics. Maybe searching for a particular one. Maybe you're searching for a particular companion, or a particular soul. But somehow this feels like such a solo journey. It feels like such a you center point. We have Anzus and Perthro. Yeah, there's such like a mystery feeling here. Letters could be significant. Oh, I'm seeing like message in a bottle. I love that feeling. Maybe some of you have sent a message in a bottle out. Okay, I'm getting a specific message. I'm being shown a particular poem I wrote a while ago. It has to do with a message in a bottle. It's a feeling of it's like a back and forth between a loved one, someone you love, a feeling of I'm just thinking, do I like get it up and read it to you now? I might do that. Okay, I'm gonna hate that I do this, but I'm gonna do it. Feel free to skip ahead. Maybe. I'm still unsure. Yeah. I love that. It's literally like message in a bottle. It so feels fitting here. And some of you might experience this being with someone like in spirit, maybe your partner who has passed over. But definitely doesn't have to be. Some of you might know who this is on about if you have a particular someone, and others of you, you might have an idea of someone. I guess there could be other situations I'm not seeing too though, so take what resonates. I heard and avoid the rest. Interesting. Is there something of like an intentional avoidance here? Bum, 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 bum. Where did I write it? I have too many documents. Okay, this one. Ploems plus. It does not say poems. It says poems plus. Actually says it. Okay, words. Cool. Interesting experience right now. Wait, maybe it's not in this one. Oh, it's not in this one. Maybe there's something about clicking the wrong one. I mean, it doesn't have to be the word clicking, but clicking with the wrong one. Words have suddenly become difficult. A blue 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 blah blue. Maybe it's under songs, song bits, and unorganized / unfinished stuff. In brackets, sometimes poems. Okay, more like poems. It's going to be in this part. Why do I keep saying this? Okay, I'm gonna say it and I can always cut it out if I don't feel like I want it in. Okay, it's called Stepping Stones. I'm drowning in a capped jar filled with water, closed eyes with hands pressed up against the glass. But as I speak these words, it's less than a moment to remember that the letters floating, dissolved, were the ones that I wrote. I'm the one that sent my dreams in a wishing bottle across the sea, hoping and knowing they'd reach you. So now you're drowning in a capped jar filled with water, closed eyes with hands pressed up against the glass. And as you speak my words, it's less than a moment to remember that the letters floating, dissolved, were the ones that we wrote together. We planted seeds for the pebbles to grow up from the ocean's floor and meet the sky, knowing we'd both hope for you to reach me. And as we're drowning in a capped jar filled with water, from the waves we let barriers to our senses. We closed eyes, our hands pressed up against the glass. Oh wait, with closed eyes. With closed eyes, our hands pressed up against the glass. We speak these words, and it's less than a moment to remember that the letters floating, dissolved, were the ones you'd bring home to me. Okay, cool. Now, I guess I don't have to turn my laptop off because I'll be uploading a disc. Oh, it turned off on its own. Maybe that's significant here. But it's turning back on. That feels like it fits with the poem at least. I'm just gonna keep turning. I'm just gonna turn it off at the source. No, actually at the true source, which is the plug. Cool. I feel like Alpha also lives by water, the sea, so water could be significant here. I feel like that I'm happy. I think I'm definitely gonna keep that in because I feel like that really fits this energy. It's like surprisingly sacred. I wasn't expecting this. From this guy especially. It's like I thought that this would be more... I guess maybe I thought this would be more of a painful one. I'm not in the emotions. Maybe I'm just channeling in a different way, or my voice is doing a weird thing. Like almost there's like something trapped there, like a trapped frequency, which feels a bit like the poem. Cool. I love that. I just love that there's two here, but like Aharen-san here is like looking over at Alpha, who is also like kind of sneakily kind of not. Like the camera is looking the other way, but her eyes are kind of looking this way. So it's like they're looking at one another over the sea. But like Clara is just in the middle. The sun. Maybe that really fits for some of you, but something being in the way, whether you see that more as something tangible or something more spiritual or something more abstract or something more... I thought of this the other day, or said this in a reading someday. Like, what's the opposite of abstract? Abstract. Yeah, that's what we'll go for. Is that it for your reading? There's something about how you can't see my hands right now. Like they're in this position. There are things in position, but outside of the view, outside of your viewpoint. Or maybe it was outside of your viewpoint until you raised your eye spectrum, is what I heard. I love that. Eye spectrum. Now I'm hearing ice spectrum. Ice. Good old ice. Okay. Yeah, I leave your reading, but I think this fits with the energy here, which is just a little bit like out of the ordinary, or like I'm in the situation. Just because like the other piles were like out of the ordinary, but in more of like themselves. But this time it's like a feeling of, well, we had that like out of time feeling. Why do I want to really swear now? There are, like, I forgot about this. There are certain piles that I really feel like swearing in. I wonder if you have been in any of those. Anyway, regardless if I see you again, I love you very much. And I'm going to end your reading there. But I just do also want to mention for you, there just feels like there could be so much to this. Like, this could be an hour-long reading, like, easily. Yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like mentioning that. Tonk. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, I just really want to stay in that reading. But I think that is just the energy that you and possibly another have. You would know, your instinct would be sure. Some of you feel like it is unsure, but it's definitely sure. You know. I said that in another pile too. You know. Are there just like lots of leakings in of like, what's that called? Cross-watching. I like the word cross-watching. That also, I said good word, but like this time I said that expression or that feeling, that sentiment in a different way. Does that apply for your message? The weird thing is now I feel like I'm probably more in your energy. Like I've got to know you now. But at the start I felt like you were the most elusive, or the most like it wasn't really anything. Like I was kind of grasping at things. And that feels like it really applies for your situation too. Or for those of you that you know that applies, fit it into the box, the situation, the perspective that you know that fits for you. Okay, now I will move on to pile number 4. Welcome in, pile number 4. There's something about me wanting to put your feather backwards. There's also something about like pile 3s who didn't want to choose pile 4s but who are still here, and I might suggest you leave if if you don't want to be here. And those of you who are just pile 4, the pure pile 4s. Pyres could be significant, or pile, but like not pick a card piles, but just piles of something. Stacking up, perhaps. Maybe some of you have like a piling workload and you've been distracted. If that's you, also, that could be another feeling of like something here that maybe shouldn't be here. If you weren't sure about picking this pile, oh, why am I clicking now? Get out of here. Okay, so for you pile 4s, it feels like there could be like invading energies, but also like a strong sense of playfulness, which is interesting because I think I thought of playfulness for pile 5 in the intro, but it's coming through early. So you might feel like you were expecting like a blessing of sorts that's actually coming in early. Feather, 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 but okay, I guess I'm not saying that. Feather, feather, why is it not wanting to focus? Because it's so close in. It's so close by. That's the same message again. Maybe it's something that you've like lost sight of, but it's literally because it's you, or literally because it's like right in front of your face that you're like, wait, that was it? It's like it was so obvious. It was so obvious. Ah, gotta love this energy. You've got to. Okay. Yeah, it really wants to be upside down. There's such a surrender that you're being called into. And just a play with that, a play with the feeling that you're in. Like, love this part of the journey. If you know you're about to, like, for example, go on holiday and you're not, like, you've done your bits and your bobs too, and now it's like you could just like lay in bed and be excited about it, or, you know, do other things, go on a run and be excited about it, or do other things that you might do and be excited about it. Live life, live your life, be free. Ah. Okay, I'll get a card or many for you. Ah! Knocking. Other words that begin with knock. Ooh la la. Words. Okay. Bam bam bam. It's like I was trying to not hone in on something in particular, and then I ended up saying ooh la la for like a random reason that wasn't anything, and then I was like, oh, that kind of fits. That could be applicable for your energy. I do like your energy. You might have a very fast mind, or you're just very excitable. You're just a bit of a kid. You're a bit of like the true kid in the crowd. Bam. Ah! Maybe some of you are literal children watching. Yeah, to the kids. Oh no, it's flying away. Okay. I'm so curious about pile 4. Why are you... It literally is like things coming in early feeling. And just like a joy of that. Just the bliss of life. Oh, the wonders of... I had childbirth. Maybe some of you are birthing something that is sooner than you were expecting. And there's so much love here, but it's like an ecstatic kind of love, or like a happy love. Maybe so. Some of you, I just got an example of someone like who has a new family, beloved. I saw like a little puppy, a puppy friend. Yeah, this is like a feeling of blessings too. Like this, it's just like falling into your lap. There's something that is just, it's so in the energy. It's like you feel it. You might like know something is about to drop, but you don't see it yet, but you just feel it, and you're just in that state of like, ah, this is good. Like I could even stay in this place forever. Okay, let's get more cards. More! Give me more! More of what? more swings and slides and rocks and hides. Vroom. Why do I feel like doing that again? Vroom. We have 9. Oh, actually there is space for 2. 9 and feathers. I love this. This is a wonderful reading. Okay, this is my zip card, but I'm not seeing it like a zip. Actually, I am. Something about fastening. 9. See, yeah, after 9 comes 10. You're literally at the final part, but it's like you can feel the nearness of something. You can feel the birth, the egg. You can feel it. Taste it even, or smell it, for those of you who have a nose, like a smelling organ or a smelling vehicle. This is just a feeling of like love, but the magical kind, like a love that is I think I'm gonna have to make sounds for you, so prepare yourself, brace yourself. That's the energy of this too. Like I'm getting like a buckle in energy from this first card. Buckle in, because like this is the ride you're about to go on. Okay. I was surprised that I was taken to my throat chakra then. Enough said. Which is interesting because the throat chakra would generally be like more said. These cards. Ah no! Things falling. Are you not in this energy? Because now I don't feel like that. I felt like I pushed it like a bit too far. Ooh, but then it's like my voice did like a cool it's like a strength to it, something along those lines. So maybe it's like you start off excited with this and then that like it has a girth to it, or it has like a weight, or a like an intense meaning, or an intense meeting, or an intertwining, or a it really, I do really want to compare it to childbirth, in that it's like then it gets, it's like something so powerful that then it's like there's excitement, then there's that intensity and the power and like that darkness, and then it's brought into the light and suddenly everything is like celebratory. And it's like that's the feel, that's what everything was for. I'm wanting to say like your reading feels like it would be the most feather-like. Even though it feels like it might also have like, I'm wanting to say like a moment of the least feather-likeness. There's so much love here. You might even be either now or getting to be like overwhelmed by how much you love this something new. Because for you it's totally something new. It's a divine sort of love that is like unyielding, unrelenting, unconditional. It's so unconditional, no conditions. It's just, it just gets birthed out of you, this love, this feeling of like there's nothing I need to hold on to. It's just ever present. It's a sense of like this is just the most natural thing. The love I have here is so, the word easy came to mind. But I don't know if I want to use that. It's just so pure. It's so apparent. It's like it's like the love you have for one thing then becomes the like love you just see the whole world in, like the shade of. It's like this changes your entire life. This feels like it embraces a such new worldview. Or maybe this has already happened, but I feel like I'm gonna keep saying it hasn't, but if you're like reminiscing on when it did, or this part of the journey, I guess that could apply. But I think for most of you, this is something like where you know it's about to happen, but you're not there yet. But oh, it's like you already know in your bones that this is just something that will continue to live on with you, continue to feel like nothing else. I feel like the amount of gratitude you'll have just like overflows, and I feel like that's what you're already in, like the feeling of, or the knowing that you'll have this. And I laughed because I got the like comparison example of like, compared to how you might like intentionally try to get into an energy of gratitude, like for example journaling, like I am gratitude, or I am gratitude, I am the essence of gratitude, like I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, like really allowing yourself to like sink into those feelings. This is just the opposite in that it floods throughout your, like it emanates out, it just it's like something that you can't it's like no control. The love just pours out of you. This is something that just like sparks an innate love within you that you can't control. It's just flowing. Yeah, it's just there. For some of you, you might really resonate with a feeling of like 1 minute it's not, and then 1 minute's there, and your life will forever be changed. And that's just something that your heart is like uplifted by. This is wonderful. I love you very much. I'm gonna end your reading there, Pile. I looked and saw 1755, which made me think of 555 because of time. In the peeps who use 24-hour clocks. Yeah, change. Okay, I will leave you. Bye bye. 4/5 down, 2 to go. I feel like I could have worded the 9 and 10 coming out better, but I kind of like that I didn't. For some of you who are afraid, it's okay. And like allow any darkness you see to be embraced, in a sense of like feeling your own power, feeling maybe like a gush of like protective, like intense protective energy. There's a feeling of like you were made for this. You're so capable. You know you. Maybe there are particular others who you looking into the eyes of for like clarity, whether that be someone in front of you that you know, or like the eyes of someone in spirit that you trust. You could choose my eyes if you'd like. Like looking into someone who knows that you can hold this, can do this. Yeah, there's such like a powerful love that you have that, again, I want to say it's like you were made for this. You've got this. Okay, I love you. See you. Ah, I'm so happy for pile 4s. Welcome in, pile 5. I wonder if some of you are like on the tail end of something, because I said just before your reading, I'm so happy for pile 4s, and it felt like that was a part of your energy. So maybe you're really happy for someone. I'm wanting to put your feather over on the right. You want to get off? Okay, interesting. I'm in more of a sad feeling actually for you, and we need to burp. Maybe you've just let go of something, or there's a feeling of like something coming to the surface that you weren't expecting. Flop flop. He doesn't want to let go. Maybe there's something you really don't want to let go of. Maybe there's a fear surrounding that. I'm wanting to bring you to your breath. Okay, he really doesn't want to let go. Okay, yeah, your energy is very different. I'm wanting to bring a sense of soothing energy, because I feel like you feel rushed. Maybe some of you remember your body. That could be really helpful. See your body. Know that your body is holding you. Your body knows how to body. How to boogie, maybe? Okay. It keeps getting blown away. Do you continue to get blown away? I'm wanting to drink water in your pile too. And I feel like the cards are going to be hard to get out. Okay, that was smoother than I was expecting. That could be a part of this. Okay. This could be someone you've lost. Flamingo popping out at the back. Okay, interesting, because so at the pile selection part, I thought of the asteroid / deity Thalia. I believe she's one of the 3 graces. She is to do with lightheartedness and humor. I thought you were going to be really funny, but the energy I'm being brought into is that more of loss. This is my dog Poppy who has died, so that could be very relevant here. Let's get some character cards for you. And I'm now only remembering or realizing feathers being so linked to spirit, and often people can see them as signs from passed over loved ones. So that would fit that there would be people coming to this reading of feathers to do with those in spirit who love them, or who have messages for them. Okay, so this is Bosson. It's baby Bosson. Okay, so with me thinking that this was going to be a lighter pile, I wonder if this is actually something you experienced, something that you thought was going to be lighter, something you thought you would experience, or something that took you by surprise in some way. Maybe something that once you found it, you thought that you'd get to keep it, but you didn't. I'm being drawn to Kaiman on the back of the deck here. I'll keep it out, but I don't know that I'll speak too much on him, which could be to do with this. Like having an awareness of something, but not being sure if you can speak with them, or not wanting to put too much focus there. keep being drawn to that. Maybe it was something you thought would be to do with humor in particular. Because I thought of that specific asteroid. It's like a grounding that has happened. I feel like you saw something happening, and then when you got back to your body, it's like conditions had changed, which changed what you thought would happen. It's like it changed the timeline to something heavier, something more difficult to deal with. Let's get some bird cards for you, which fit with feathers. For some of you, maybe someone has taken something from you. We have tree sparrow. It just makes me think of, like, it's a colder climate than I would expect. I see this as like it's a tree sparrow, but it's in rocks, which just feels colder. Maybe you were expecting more of like an embrace. And back of the deck here is this oh, what is this? This is like my favorite one. Great grey shrike as of late. Oh, this is the butcher bird. Impales prey on spikes, for example, thorns, barbed wire, etc. Oh, there's a lot of pain here, isn't there? It's so interesting to me, this reading with the feathers. I'm not so much in my empathy. I'm far more in my mind. The great grey shrike. Oh yeah, what I was being drawn to was it's like it's in the nest, but there's no chicks in the nest. There are no eggs in the nest. Some of you could be finding out also, like news that you can't have something that you wanted. Like, for example, finding out that you that your body, or you've been told that your body can't have children. Like something you saw happening, not happening, or some of you may have like lost a child or lost just someone or something that you love. Again, whether that be like an idea of something that you wanted to have or something that you did have that you no longer have. This is something very specific to you that's very difficult for you to accept, I think. Is that also why I'm not feeling too much emotion with you? Like you're not wanting to feel into the emotion of not having it and still kind of lingering in maybe the past feeling of like when you did once have this, still not wanting to fully ground into your present body. Maybe some of you like wanting to, like, I'm seeing this like baby Boston, this character, he like took a potion thing that turned him into a baby. He's naturally more grown up than this. So maybe a feeling of like you being taken to like a more juvenile part of yourself, like a part of yourself that feels more hurt, and or okay, it's more like maybe like escaping to like your mind as opposed to being in your feelings. Maybe you've been finding being in your feelings or accepting the truth to be difficult, and so you've had like an actual body inclination of escaping a bit. Or maybe it's like there has been a soothingness that has come through connecting with this energy and spirit as opposed to the way you saw it going before or how it was before. That might not resonate with everyone. There's something about reflection here. Okay, I'm gonna try and sit with you more, because for the others I felt like I was, like I said before, in my mind more. But here I'm wanting to like slow down and ground more. So I think that's like guidance for you, should you be seeking guidance. The word clever came to mind. What type of feather are you? That also came through. Maybe something about like, I don't like this term, but it's coming through, so I'll use it. Ugly crying, like maybe you're afraid of like feeling like it's not okay for you to feel the extent of your emotions, or like what light that paints you in. I wonder if you've felt feelings of rejection, but you don't want to feel into that. Maybe you feel like you need to like attach to feelings, like it means something about you, like not like it's a passing through feeling or like more of an experience, but more something that you feel like it pins you as a certain something, or pins you with like a label. Okay, I want to actually clear your spread and then get more energies for like bringing in like what you're being called into more. There's a feeling of like once you stop looking around yourself and then look at yourself, I think that holds like a key here. We have Saitama and Psyche, both unpainted. I feel like going really, really slow. And that brings me more into an energy of emotion here. I feel like looking yourself in the eye, that could be significant. There's something about your, like the power of healing maybe, or like going to extremes. I'm seeing these two as characters who are both like pushed beyond their limits, and that like opens something in them. Like it births a power of sorts. That makes me think of like I guess simply the what's another word here? Like what can come from this? Not that you need there to be something that comes from this, but just I think there's like a heart opening that would feel true, were you to allow yourself to really fall more into the experience or into what you're maybe emotionally being called into, or what is really going on for you. Yeah, I'm wanting to say this is your superpower. Maybe some of you have other words that you would prefer there, but that's the one that came to mind. There's a feeling of like perhaps having had a sort of, like this word is coming through again, like you had a certain superpower, like you identified with a certain superpower, but it didn't come from your core, and this experience is really showing you like a truer you, a truer superpower, a truer your superpower. Maybe it comes from a more delicate part of yourself, like a certain sensitivity you have. And it's about like seeing that weight, seeing the weight that that has, or the immovability that that creates, like a sense of like so little being able to bother you, or so much like you can just brush off and stay in such a state of alignment or yourself or peace because of how it's like, because of how much this has shaken you. Like really allowing yourself to be shaken by this really shows you how much you can handle, and then it feels like it floods into all of your life of really feeling that within yourself, like, oh, I am unshakable. It's like, it's the irony is the feeling of unshakability comes when you allow yourself to be shaken on all parts of yourself, because it's like once you allow yourself to be shaken in all respects, there's nothing then that can shake you, because you're okay with being shaken. You're okay with feeling distraught, and thus you're not really distraught, you're okay. And it's not really one or the other, it's just that it's more hand in hand, I think. I wanted to note that, I think, so maybe this has to do particularly with like your own perspective. I'm going to turn the light on for the end of your reading. Turn that other switch on. Let's do that one. Okay, that's fine. Let's get one of these cards for you. Yeah, I think you're letting go of like a lot. It might have been a lot of things or those that you really, really loved too. Or wanted. I want to just say loved. We have Dragon Realm, Sirius B, Gnomes. Could have to do with knowledge too. Maybe it's like you've come from more like attachment to knowledge, and like the skill in your own, maybe like aptitude is coming through, or attitude. Sirius B and empathy is then like bringing you to that more feminine part of yourself. The you that is more affected. The you that feels... I'm wanting to say the you that feels more pain. You know that you? Yeah, that one. And we have Rowan Tree, Holly Tree, and Mantid. I love that blending. I love ending on Mantid for you. Not sure why that is yet. Okay. Rowan Tree and then Holly. There's like a sharpness that you're being called to embrace. Like the feeling of like, yeah, feel the pain. Because that pain is there and it allows you to be able to hold that much pain. I feel like it's that simple. It's like a feeling of... I'm wanting to say it's worth it. And you know that. There's a feeling of like, so allow yourself to let go of resisting this. That embrace feels so much more fulfilling, more like uninhibited and blissful. And I think it brings you into such a sense of the words empowerment and power are coming through, but I wanted to find other words, and that's come through a few times for your reading of like me not really having the words I like here, so that could be significant. And it's possibly, if that is a trigger for you, it's falling into that triggered part to really embrace that part of yourself that comes from, the more fluid part, the more creative part. I think maybe you were trying to continue in like a straight line, but really you wanted to like float through the waves. You wanted to be able to ebb and flow more, to not be standing your ground, and having like that not standing your ground being the act of standing your ground in just a completely different way. It's a feeling of like being respected for for your ability to bend in some way. It's the ability to let go and birth, to let go and and allow the nature of yourself to like take over. I'm wanting to say yes, yes. This is you. And this is the real you, the full you, the natural you. In all sense of that word. There's also a final message of like gripping the hand of those that you want to grip. Okay, that's where I end your reading, pile number 5. See you in another if I do, or see you... what do I want to say for you? See you in the dictionary when I'm looking up better words. The Akashic Dictionary, that is. I love you. Bye-bye. Cetus is popping out though, just for those of you who care, is what I thought of. Yeah, there's such a power to that I just don't know what words to use to describe it. A watery power, it's like a dark watery power. Like a blast, but like a becoming blast. I like the word becoming. welcome in, pal number 6. I almost called you 5 then. I'm wanting to keep your feather in the middle, and we'll put cards either side. I think we'll start with... We'll try this deck, I don't know. Left and right. There could be something about symbolism or like directions for you. Or weather. Okay, we have unicorns and green nymph. Did I say it's got dark for you? Because I had intended to, but I think I didn't actually say it. Another universe. That makes me think, like, no, I didn't. It makes me think of like that which isn't tied in with where you are. Okay, someone has got to be like has got to be reading Die Dark through these videos, because I got shown what I had it, but then I forgot. Miss Setani shop. I don't know, but I think that will be close enough to the word that you'd know. I haven't read it for ages and ages, but I thought of that side character. What is that? Why is that? And now I'm remembering reading. I'm remembering everyone that isn't that, like, spunticular, I mean, energy. Going for a spin could be significant here. And, oh, maybe this has to do with another. Like a specific other too, because I've like put this either side. Ah! Whoa, that one knows its place. Jeez. Jeez, Gromit. Going to the moon. I feel like this is an energy it would take me a bit to get into. Because I think this is like a situation. I don't think that's why, I just think that that's apparent here. Back of the deck is Coyote. And I know I already have, but I'm wanting to say again. Have I told you it's got dark in your reading? Is that to do with like an essence here? Like it's something has turned dark? Someone got on the wrong side of the fence? Got on the wrong side of someone else? I think there's conflict here. I think there's a situation. Okay. Maybe someone acted harshly or in a way that felt overly blunt. Overly blunt. Does that exist? Not for this Mars Mercury. Maybe that's apparent here, like someone feeling like something isn't too much, and maybe the other feeling like something was too much. I feel like I need to clear the space for you, or I'm wanting to note that I don't like the lighting and I don't like how things are placed. I don't like something here. I think that's your energy. There's something you're not liking. I think even for some of you, that's all you needed to hear, a confirmation that it is okay to not like something, and like a feeling of like it's okay to validate your own feelings. It's okay for you to stand your ground in some sense. I heard to know your value. I actually heard know your worth, but I didn't want to say that because it sounded a bit cringy. But sometimes the cringiest things are the best things. So why did I feel that I didn't want to say it in this case? That's what I want to ask. Wanting to get a joint. And then runes. A joint card for both of you. That's what I was trying to say. If you don't, you know what, you interpret it yourself if you don't have like another about this. Maybe that's a part. Maybe someone is like leaving someone out, or not in a very caretaking energy, and that's causing some interesting conflict, pain. So Wunjo is like the happy together, joyful connections rune. Oh, I just really misreading this. I think that's what you're in. It's like you're being presented with one thing, and the truth is that it feels like something is up, or you feel like you don't fully like something. Maybe something you feel like you should like, or that you once liked. Maybe something that presents itself as a blessing but doesn't actually feel like a blessing to you. There could be a sense of one another, like showing one another the way, like being the light for one another, but maybe in ways where it's like through your triggers or through like illuminating the parts of each other that don't feel at peace, illuminating the parts of one another that feel misunderstood. Like showing the childhood trauma stuff, that kind of jazz. Okay, so did I even say the things? We have unicorns and fly, then on the other side we have green nymph and jackal. Green nymph and jackal feels more boundaried up, feels more secure in their non-acceptance of something in particular. I can feel them, but I wanted to say I can't even feel unicorns and fly, which makes me think that they didn't really present themselves as an offer or as an option. Maybe they're not really there, or maybe there was some sense of like, I heard mishandling something. It feels more like off in its own world. Maybe not grounding something. Maybe a sense of like avoiding conflict and trying to stay in peace without addressing that which was causing the conflict. I feel called to say if that's all you needed, if you feel satisfied in hearing that, then that might be your reading. That might have been all you wanted to hear. So bye bye, I love you. But now I feel like it's such a simple reading. I feel like I don't need to say more on those things. This isn't really calling for like overthinking. It's more trusting what you already do know to be true. Let's get some character cards for you. Okay, we have the blank card and the auto card. This just makes me think there are those who want to caretake for you, caretake with you, those who care about I'm thinking the things that you care about, that's what I'm wanting to say, or maybe like a specific thing that you felt wasn't being like carried, because this character Ota, he's always carrying his friend around. There's something that you felt was like uncarried, that you want to be carried or cared for or recognized. And it's like that is a possibility. Allow that to be something that you reach for or that you accept in life. The main thing I got from this was like a sense of that there are, I'm hearing loads of like phrases but not fully. If you feel half in, half out, there's a feeling of like asking yourself, what do you really want? And are you going for what you really want? Yeah. That definitely applies for both parties of that. Are you really caretaking for the thing that you want? Are you really showing yourself / like showing life? Yeah, I want to phrase it like that. Are you showing life the thing that you really want? Showing up for that which you're really wanting. There's a feeling of like infinite possibilities here. Something about fill in the blank too. The ability to fill in the blank. The ability to find something of like a match, or like that which you're seeking. And it's like choosing to walk that path, choosing to go after that which you're wanting. For some of you, are you stopping at the first hurdle, or are you leaping over? I feel with your pile a sense of like, I just need to say one word and then you're like, okay, got it, now I'm off. And I think for you that like one word or phrase is go for what you want. Maybe it's more like you can go for what you want. Maybe you needed a sense of permission, or that's what you felt like you needed. Maybe in childhood you needed a lot of permission from higher ups of sorts, and you've learned to seek that outside of yourself, and this is like allowing yourself to remember your own sense of permission that you can provide yourself with. Permission to go after that which you're wanting. I thought of Jaffa cakes then. Maybe wafers too. Maybe bars. Gold bars. Crisps. Okay. Sweets. Okay, around autos, loads of sweets. There was a specific message I was trying to get with that, but I felt like it didn't apply to everyone, or it's like I felt that it didn't. Okay, what it was that I couldn't get it out just with my brain, but then I saw after I couldn't get it out with my brain that there was a reason for that, and that it didn't actually fit for everyone. So there's a sense here of like trusting your gut and then seeing that being reflected to you. Interesting. I feel like ending the reading there, but I felt like it's like a lingering sense. Some of you, it's like this reading didn't really even resonate for. Others of you, it's like this just, it's like it did click, and if you'd left or if I had stopped it like 2 minutes ago, it would have been nice. But now it's like it dragged on a bit too long. And I think that that's even just a feeling of like, maybe you have been in this, like you feel like something has dragged on a bit too long for it to be comfortable, or for you to feel like a sense of satisfaction in some sort of sense. It's kind of like, yeah, I know by this point, but it's almost like because of not acting on a certain impulse and then waiting longer to see if that impulse like made sense or not. It's like that waiting period made it so now you're kind of even questioning, even though it's like you feel even more certain. In one sense, it's also like you're still kind of, it's like the fire isn't there anymore, but the same truth is there. So it's more of like a dull feeling now. It doesn't feel as satisfying to take action on, but it's kind of like a feeling of, I think you know you will. Or I think that's actually not true though. I feel like if you were to release certain expectations or certain mind restrictions, you would feel that invigoration of, yeah, I really can. Because I think maybe you're feeling like you'd be letting go of something without getting anything else, and that is what isn't getting you fired up. It's like a feeling of actually staying in the same energy even though you'd create a change. Interesting, because I feel like ordinarily I might like suggest go back to the feeling you were in when you first wanted that, when you first felt that fire of that gut instinct of what you want. And maybe that is helpful for some of you, but I also, I don't know, I got put into a feeling that was like, maybe I still don't believe it. Is that how you're feeling? Ooh. We have Lima. Yeah, see the feather. Ooh. The feather like was like running towards the pile of the rejects, the pile of the long gones, the dones. I feel like you're like halfway there already, Lima. Yeah, you're not fully here. You're some of you, like yeah, it's half and half. Half in, half out feeling. I was about to then focus on like something of like an obligation you might feel, but I don't even feel like honing in on that. That might even be in your mind, like, oh, that's the reason I feel this, like a sense of duty or obligation or promise. But I think that's not the truth of what's holding you back. I think you'd be able to get over that hurdle quite easily if you felt the fire to go, or to move, to change, to destroy, to shift. And Nat. I think there's a solar energy you're being called into. Maybe for some of you moving in silence too. Maybe like at the center of yourself. Back of the deck is Spider. Yeah, and Fox. And I'm seeing that in like a very intuitive and like intelligent way, like moving with preciseness. Or yeah, I feel like that's invigorating to hear. It's like you can do this, but it doesn't have to be like apparent, maybe apparent to everyone, but maybe it's like a slyness that you're being actually called into. It's a feeling of like not being deceptive, but kind of. It's a feeling of like minding your own business, actually. I think that's what that is. Oh, I like the way my voice got passionate at that. It's a feeling of, because it's like you can do this, it's a feeling of you get to do it your way and you don't need that to be, I heard the word unpromising. I'm wanting to say something along the lines of like, see how it goes. And I'm being really drawn into the third eye behind the red panda's forehead. I'm being drawn to a Rottweiler too. And with that I'm getting a sense of like it being a dog breed that can be perceived as like violent, or I don't know, like negative in some sense, but I'm being drawn to like, I don't know, just such a lovability, or like a I feel like there was a particular time, I don't remember if this happened or not, but I'm being brought to someone showing me once like a picture of a Rottweiler smiling really, really happily with his tongue out on a train. There's a feeling here of like doing things in secret but really happily, or like there's that feeling of like planning, or like having an intention behind the scenes that isn't known to many or to any. I want to say it again, like do it your way and see how it goes. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna end your reading there. I love you, pal number 6. Cool reading. Yeah, lynx. And that dolphin, like the joy, the play of the observation of the, you know what it is? It's the like loving the chase, because this is such like a, oh, that's such a lynx feeling. It's such a like staring at your prey and getting in just like the perfectly precise position and waiting to pounce. I love it. Anything else that can be said about that? If Lynx shows up, we can stay in this for a bit longer. And Fly and Magpie and Jackal wanted to pop out again. Yeah, I think that's more into an energy of like, okay, but deal with what's in front of you. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Love ya. See ya. Bye ya. Wait. Wait. I don't know. I want to do something with all these feathers. What do I do with these feathers? Where's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I know, I felt like one went in my sleeve then. Is someone getting on someone's nerves? I can see that going both ways, like both taking action based off that, but also like allowing that to be if that's the case, depending on which side you're on. Whose side are you on? Okay. My own side? Question mark? Is that your response? Your own side? You be the one to... I feel like making up a song now. I don't know why that is. Or like it's like a shanty or or like a... Oh, what is this? It's like a rumble song. Is that a genre? What if it's actually a genre though? Like a rumble grumble song. See, now if rumble is a genre, at least rumble jumble. Wait, rumble jumble grumble. There we go. That surely won't be a genre. I forgot what I was saying. Feathers, feathers galore. Sharp galore. Pipe. Oh, pipes. I feel like I like pipes, but I haven't really brought awareness to the fact that I like pipes until now. It's like now I'm looking back and being like, you know what, actually, I do like pipes. I had like a more, I don't know, sensible is what's coming to mind here. I had a more sensible way of explaining that, but instead I just did it quite simply. Okay, now I'm gonna leave you. Wait, do I keep these? They're very cute, but I just like scrumbled them in my hand. I feel like there's something about letting them float in the wind. Oh, that's sad though. I wanted to keep them. The moment I thought that I could keep them, I wanted to keep them. But I'm gonna throw them out the window and see where the blessings land. It's like a feeling of both keeping them and letting them I don't know, bless those that they want to bless in the most divine of ways. Okay, let's throw them out the window together / with you. I want to find another word for the word you. Okay, 2 of them got caught on my windowsill. Is that the 3rd one? Is that 2 attached? Yeah, that's 2 attached. Okay, it was 3. Or should I keep these 2? I might keep these 2. That's cute. Okay, cool. Wait, can you see them? Where are they? This one was behind the selenite, and this one went too far downwards for you to see. There we go. Okay, maybe you'll see them in another video. Bye bye.